All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into the warm-up here. We're going to begin with spinal wave. Spinal wave is just kind of a way to loosen up the back a little bit to get started. We're going to tuck our chin to our chest and get our head and our arms very heavy. Roll one vertebrae on the way down, keeping your knees straight, coming down as far as you can. Once you get there, put a nice big bend in your knee and slowly pull yourself back up, bring everything online at once. Once you get here, give yourself a gentle back bend, sweep your hands back behind you, reach, and dive into your second rep. We're going to do 10 reps. We're doing this warm-up in the late part of the day. You may notice first thing in the morning your back is really stiff. If that's the case, you want to go fairly slow for the first few reps. Once you start moving and it feels a little bit better, maybe even the second round, you can do it a little faster. Next, we're going to find ourselves to the top of a push-up. From the top of a push-up, we're going to use that to go into a downward facing dog on an exhale. On an inhale, we're going to come into upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And we'll do this for 10 reps. In upward facing dog, the only thing you should be touching the ground is your hands and your feet. Once you get your 10 reps, bend your knees, step or jump your feet to your hands, and come into a nice deep squat. The next warm-up is going to be from the deep squat position. We're going to do overhead reach on both sides. So reach your left hand up to the sky, look out over your thumb and your forefinger at the ceiling, return the hand down, and do the same thing on the other side. You may have one side a little tighter than the other, that's normal. I like to use my tricep on the non-opening side to kind of push that knee out. This is going to be for 5 per side. The next thing we're going to do is from a seated position, we're going to do some spinal rocks. So the spinal rock always has the T-spine mobility. You have the inhale as you push your chest up and the exhale as you fold down. We're going to use that action just to do some gentle rocks for the back. You'll notice that a lot of these warm-up drills have us bending our spine in a variety of different ways, both bending and rotating. If you want to make this more abdominally intense, don't hold on to your legs. If you want to make this even more abdominally intense, try to go a little slower. Use your core tension. You can even have a little extra fun and come into both if you want. Since we were talking about yoga earlier. So from here, so in other words, your heels never actually touch the mat. And then the last one is going to be, this is the one that's a little tough on the knees, so you may need to turn the mat over. But you're going to come into the shin box position. And you want to be set up to where both knees and both ankles are making contact with the mat. If it's really tough, you might need to double up. So like if you put the mat on top of the turf, you'll have extra padding. But we'll just see how that we'll see how it goes here. So the first move is from this position, we're going to extend up and push our hips forward. You're going to feel a stretch here on this front part of your hip. We're going to come down and have a seat, and then we're going to go into a pigeon stretch. So over this shin, fold, and you'll feel that on the outside of your hip. Gently come out of there. And now turn all the way over. Like if your mat was laying the other way, I'm trying to get my nose to the center of the mat. And you should feel that all across your back. You should feel real good. Then when you come out of there, rotate to the other side and repeat the same 3 moves. So hips up, fold over your shin, and fold over your back. So that was 1 per side. We're going to do 4 more per side. Flip over, extend, fold over the shin, and fold over the back. So the moves are designed to be done like sequentially all together. So this is a little bit of a flow. So when you put everything together, you basically have, we'll go from here. You'll have the spinal wave. So you'll do 10 of those. On the 10th one, you'll place your hands on the floor and step back and go into your downward facing dog to upward facing dog. When you're done with that, you dive forward into your deep squat and do your deep squat with your overhead reach. When you're done with that, you roll back and do your spinal rocks. And when you're done with that, you go into your it's kind of all one big flow. So we'll do this round, this warm-up series, we're going to do 2 rounds of that. So at your own pace, you can kind of put those pieces together with the flow. And that's our new warm-up.